well, that's not very good. Okay, there we go. Maybe that's better. I don't know if you can hear me on this, but I'm just on my way home. I took a cab because I was just about to get on a bike, and the bottom fell out. The street I was on was flooded. The camera seems to be doing good now, but when I try and go through YouTube, it freezes up and the phone crashes. So I don't know how many more of these I'm going to be able to post, but I'm going to try and keep. That didn't work. I'm going to try and keep doing it. And I'm just going to show you the lovely ride home while I tell you about doing my demo class I just did. I guess it went well, but I still have no idea what it was for, really. Of course, I never understand what demo classes are for. So she said that you can do another one tomorrow, for the younger kids, and then you can decide which ones you want to do. And I was like, well, I didn't really have to do a class to decide that. I was like, if you have the equipment to teach younger kids, I would love to do it. And when I say equipment, I mean toys and things. They always put you in a class with 4-year-olds in an empty room and say, teach them for an hour. And what they really want you to do is dance and sing. And I'm like, well, you need to hire an entertainer then. You don't need to hire a teacher, because I don't really entertain kids. But if you have videos and songs that can sing, and the creative play things that they always use, that is something that can occupy kids for, the hour would be easy to go by, but they want you to teach them like they're in a college class, and that shit don't work. So anyway, so I told her, I was like, I'm perfectly fine to teach young kids if you have what you need, but I just don't think that you do. And she kind of, described some things like, oh yeah, we've got puppets and blah 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 to play with them with, and I was like, okay, well that's good, let's see what you've got. But it really doesn't matter. Like, meeting the kids doesn't make a difference. That's not, the kids are all gonna, I don't want to say be the same, obviously they've all got little personalities, but you can't go by teaching individual kids. But I guess they're still testing to see if I can handle smaller kids. I don't really know, to be honest. Yeah, I did the one tonight, and of course I didn't have anything I needed, and it was so similar to China, it was eerie. I was told to come in at 5, and I came in a little after 4. I was, trying to get there early, and nobody was there, and some little girl came and said, oh, my mom said that you can sit in this classroom that's empty, it has air conditioning. And I was like, well, that sounds rocking. Okay, let's go sit in the air conditioning. And so I went to go do that, and I'm sitting there at 5 o'clock comes and goes. Nobody shows up. Somebody brought me a plate of fruit, so they knew I was there. And and then I sat there to 5:30, and 5:30 was not a special mark to me because I wasn't told the class started at 5:30. She said get there at 5. And so 5:30 comes and goes, and I'm still sitting there, and I'm like, well, I don't know what in the hell's going on, but I'm not going to chase after them. That's stupid. They can't just tell me when and where to be. And so of course they come in like at a few minutes after 5:30 and said, oh, where are you? It's upstairs. And I was like, yeah, I know what the class I'm supposed to be in, but you guys told me to come here and wait. Oh no, it was upstairs. Okay, well, whatever. So I walk into the class nearly 10 minutes late. So of course nothing was prepared, because the whole reason for getting there early was to talk to the assistant and find out, the details of what they wanted me to do, which I tried to find out earlier. The only thing they had sent me was a couple of pages out of a workbook, pictures of a couple of pages out of a workbook, not PDFs or something you could actually work with, just like they took a photo of it. And I'm like, okay. And it showed the material that they wanted to teach, which was just days of the week. They could have just said, we're teaching days of the week. So, anyway, it's really just a long way of saying that communication is not easy between cultures, because their English is really good here. It's in general, it's way better than what you find in China, but there's still a cultural gap where I'm not sure what they want. To be fair, there's a cultural gap for me in the United States because I always ask employers, what do you want me to do? And that's apparently such a difficult question that nobody can quite get it. So anyway, but I think the class went fine. I just did what I normally do. I just reached a point a long time ago where I started ignoring the people in charge, the administrators, because they never know what to tell you, or they tell you 2 days after it was supposed to be done. I just say, okay, days of the week, let's just get in there and we'll play some days of the week. And I said, well, you know, do you have anything with days of the week written on them? And of course they didn't, so I made those myself in the middle of class. I could have made them an hour beforehand, like when I actually got there to the school. But yeah, no people there to ask questions. She goes, well, did you tell us to and it was even difficult because they didn't have pieces of paper. That was the request that was just too much. Well, did you ask us in advance to have pieces of paper? I said I didn't really think you'd need preparation for pieces of paper in a classroom. You don't have paper in your classroom. They always try to get by with like having nothing in the classroom. And then the minute you ask for anything, it's like, well, we needed 6 weeks to prepare for that. Well, why would you think paper in a classroom? But really what I wanted was flashcards. That's the standard. You teach with flashcards. And it usually works it really well if you have them. But anyway.
Bây giờ là 9 giờ nơi rồi còn đâu, 8 rưỡi rồi.
Chắc giờ này nó mới về gần đến nơi.
I don't normally take cabs.
Số điện thoại đấy,
pretty
anh gửi
good.
cho.
Vâng.
And it's over 20 minutes to the house, so yeah, it's over 20-minute ride, so it's worth it to take a cab. But look, everybody else is on a bike. She doesn't even have a rain jacket. Still coming down pretty well. I mean, enough that if you're on a bike, you're getting hit with a lot of rain. I didn't want to do it. And also, I ride bikes all the time, so it's not like it's much of an experience. I also left my helmet and my hat back at the stupid school, so I'm glad I have to go back tomorrow. What really bothers me is I'm not even sure why I'm coming to do these classes. I don't like a demo class is one thing. We usually do demo class for the customer, so the parents can see if the kids like it, I guess. I don't know. Which is a fine concept, but they want it to be just play, and that's all they go by. If the kids enjoy playing in the demo class, then great, then they'll sign up for it. But that's kind of insane because that has nothing to do with whether or not they're going to learn English. But you know, that's the thinking. So anyway, but they want like potential teachers to do demo classes too, and that's a little sillier because that's not really. A demo class is not what you do as a teacher, and to just come in and you're really just being a substitute teacher, and that too is fine with me. But substitutes get paid for what they do. They're calling this an interview, and I did an hour tonight, and I did an hour and a half. Surprise! I didn't realize it was an hour and a half. She didn't tell me until I actually got to the end of the class, and I said goodbye to all the kids. Class is over. Goodbye. You can go home. And these tonight were 8 and 9 years old. And then she said, wait a minute, let me check. And she checks her phone and she goes, oh yeah, tonight's class is an hour and a half. I was like, so you just want to get an extra half an hour of work out of me? I mean, that's not a job interview. And if I weren't this is one reason why I just don't like working for other people, because it immediately turns into how much can I get out of you for nothing? And yeah, I would just rather do something on my own. Which, maybe at some point I'll be able to do that, but right now I'm desperate, so that's the only people that end up working in these situations. If you're not desperate, why would you go for a wage job anyway? And also, they want to pay by the hour here, and of course, like I said, desperate, so okay, pay me by the hour. But I told Terry early on, I was like, you know, I would never accept a contract job in China being paid by the hour. That's just stupid. You don't come to the other side of the planet for an uncertain, you know, paycheck. I'm either getting paid X amount each month, or I'm not going to work on the other side of the planet. The only attraction of coming over here is that you get a decent wage. And I've known too many employers that decide they're not going to give you